Thank you for joining us on the first Cardinal News Brief of the spring 2016 semester. I'm Logan Reigstad.
And I'm Jake Prine.
We're glad to be back and bringing you the week's news and review. Here's Jake.
Voter ID cards will soon be easily accessible to all UW students, just in time for the February 16th and April 5th election. Chancellor Rebecca Blank and the Associated Students of Madison have been working with state legislators to ensure that every student will have the ability to vote in upcoming elections. ASM Chair Madison Lanning proposed that WIS cards be redesigned in such a way that they can double as Wisconsin voter IDs. However, Chancellor Rebecca Blank explained that recreating the WIS card would be too much of an expense for the UW.
Last Monday marked the unofficial start to voting in the 2016 presidential election with the Iowa Caucus, and some UW students got the opportunity to learn more about how the caucus works firsthand. I sat down with Chet Agni, the president of the College Democrats of UW-Madison, to find out what he saw in the Hawkeye State.
We actually were invited by someone from the Iowa Democratic Party to come to Des Moines and volunteer at the caucus headquarters. We were fielding phone calls, helplines for people who had questions about how to get to the caucus or where their caucus is. And then once the caucus started, we were taking the calls from the caucus chairs in the different precincts as they had questions about procedural things in the caucus, because the caucus is extremely complicated. We had some people that were, hoping Hillary Clinton would win, and some people hoping Bernie Sanders would win. And so it was really cool to have, to see both perspectives at the same time, but then all of us working to just keep the caucus going. So it was really cool just to have that impact and just be a part of the Iowa caucus.
For those who couldn't make the trip to the Hawkeye State, both the College Democrats and College Republicans hosted events to watch the results come in live. On the Republican side, Texas Senator Ted Cruz got the first place nod, with Donald Trump and Florida Senator Marco Rubio rounding out the top three. Democrats Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders ended the race in a virtual tie, but the race was called in Clinton's favor. The next major competition is the New Hampshire primary on February 9th.
Fire officials said a fire on the roof of Memorial Union caused $100,000 in damage to the building. The fire broke out around 3:30 p.m. on January 28th. Construction crews battled the blaze with a garden hose until firefighters arrived. Firefighters put out the fire within a half hour. The cause of the fire is still unknown, but officials say it may have been caused by construction on piping or an electrical fault.
2016 might be a great year to sell a house in Madison, according to a report from a local real estate company. The report from Stark Realtors showed nearly 8,000 homes were sold in the Madison area in 2015, the highest number in 10 years. Home prices are expected to increase in 2016 due to high demand and low supply.
Long-term UW professors are frustrated with new statewide laws that are potentially changing tenure policies. The new statewide laws will permit school boards to fire tenured professors who are deemed as underperforming. The ambiguity in this new legislation has made many respected professors and educators on campus very nervous for the safety of their jobs. Friday, the UW Systems Board of Regents met to discuss policies. Protesters demonstrated at Union South as well.
Former Badger quarterback Russell Wilson has been named the speaker for this spring's commencement ceremony. The Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks quarterback will return to Camp Randall on May 14th to deliver a speech to graduating undergrads, as well as master's students and those graduating from the UW Law School. Commencement speakers are selected by the senior class officers. In a tweet, Chancellor Rebecca Blank said she was delighted to welcome Wilson back to Camp Randall.
Happy Mardi Gras, everyone! Last Friday, students and community members created festive masks, paper beads, and enjoyed live Cajun music at Free Art Friday. If you're interested in free crafting activities, check out the Memorial Union Wheelhouse Studio on the first Friday of March at 7 p.m. This week, we had some great performers come to Madison. Comedians James Adamayan and Anthony Adamanouk performed a fiery Trump versus Bernie debate at the Majestic Tuesday. Last Thursday, Justin Willman, the host of Cupcake Wars, entertained at the Comedy Club on State. As for the music scene, Madison played host to Caspian, Hey Marseille, and Bad Bad Hats last week.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for some sports. The big story around the world this week was Super Bowl 50, which featured the future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos against likely NFL MVP Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. The musical performances also featured some big names, with Lady Gaga singing the national anthem before the game, and Beyonce and Coldplay headlining during the halftime show. In Badger sports, Coach Greg Gard has the men's basketball team playing the best basketball of the season. Since upsetting then number 4 ranked Michigan State at the Kohl Center on January 17th, the Badgers have rattled off 4 straight Big Ten wins and have themselves back in NCAA tournament talks. It's not a sure thing like previous seasons, but they certainly have a better chance than most people gave them after starting off the season 9-9, which included bad losses to Western Illinois and UW-Milwaukee. Although it's technically the offseason, we also have some big news regarding Badger football. The team has found a replacement for ex-defensive coordinator Dave Aranda, who left for LSU and a monster contract. Wisconsin hired former USC defensive coordinator Justin Wilcox for the position, and Wilcox says he is humbled and excited to get this opportunity with the Badgers. National Signing Day 2016 was also this past week, and the Badgers are getting positive reviews from almost all big sources. Wisconsin is ranked with the number 25 class in the country, having signed 26 players, including 4-star ranked Cole Van Lanen, Garrett Rand, and AJ Taylor.
Thanks, Nick. That's all the news we have for this week.
If you have any news tips, email us at multimedia@dailycardinal.com. And be sure to join us next week on the Cardinal News Brief.